Hello, this is Yeouido, Seoul. This video starts at the Yeouido Station intersection, passes through Yeouido Park, and walks to the National Assembly building. Yeouido is known as one of Seoul's 3 major economic and business districts. With the National Assembly building, financial institutions, and companies all concentrated here, it's known as the center of Korean politics and finance. In Korea, Yeouido is often used interchangeably to refer to securities firms and members of the National Assembly. To that extent, it holds significant symbolic significance in Korea.
It's like calling American financiers Wall Street.
This area wasn't always what it is today. Historically, Jongno was the traditional center of Seoul. Jongno is the area near Seoul's palaces. It was where all of Korea's major institutions were concentrated. However, during the Cold War, when inter-Korean relations were extremely tense, North Korea sent armed guerrillas in 1968 to assassinate the president, but they failed. At that time, armed guerrillas approached the president's office. It was such a serious incident that a gunfight broke out in the city. After that incident, the South Korean government, acutely aware of the security risks to Seoul, relocated key national facilities to the southern part of the Han River, specifically Gangnam and Yeouido. The Han River, with its 1-kilometer width, offered a geographic advantage that hindered North Korea's infiltration southward, making it ideal for maintaining security. Of all the major South Korean facilities, the National Assembly, the state-run broadcaster KBS, and the Korea Stock Exchange were relocated to Yeouido, and the area experienced rapid growth thereafter. The red skeleton building we just saw is called Parc.1. It's the headquarters of LG Energy Solution, a global battery company in Korea. Designed by world-renowned architect Richard Rogers, it features an exposed skeleton and no columns in the interior. It's also famous for being home to the Hyundai Seoul, a department store that's recently become one of Korea's hottest spots. The building on the left, across from Parc.1, is also a skyscraper, the IFC Seoul. Parc.1 and IFC Seoul are connected underground, underneath the very street I'm walking on. This underground space is even connected to the subway. It's designed to provide convenient access even during hot summers and cold winters, when outdoor activities are difficult. The reason the streets were deserted on the day I visited, on a Sunday afternoon, was because most people were moving underground. In the fall, the streets of Seoul are lined with ginkgo trees, turning the entire city a vibrant shade of yellow. According to Seoul City data, approximately 35% of all street trees are ginkgo trees. The reason ginkgo trees are so widely planted is because they are more resistant to pests and diseases, automobile exhaust, and are easier to maintain than other varieties. This time, I'm walking to Yeouido Park. If you cross the crosswalk you see here, you'll arrive at the park right away. Yeouido is nicknamed Korea's Manhattan. It shares many similarities with Manhattan, with its high-rise buildings built on an island, a park in the center of the island, and its status as a financial center. Looking back, you can see towering skyscrapers. This road divides Yeouido Island into east and west. While the high-rise buildings are located in the east, the atmosphere changes completely when you head west to Yeouido. Administrative height restrictions have been put in place, leaving only low-rise buildings. The Seoul Metropolitan Government established this height distinction for the sake of aesthetics, and because of this, Yeouido is famous for its easy access to Seoul's stunning skyline. We arrived at Yeouido Park. This park is covered in a beautiful blanket of yellow leaves, thanks to the numerous ginkgo trees planted there. It's now a beautiful park, but before that, it was a vast plaza with no trees at all. Before Yeouido became urbanized, this area was the site of Korea's first airport, so it was left for a while as a temporary runway. That temporary runway also served as a plaza, and because it was close to the National Assembly building, it was often used as a venue for political rallies. It's truly remarkable that such a vast expanse of asphalt has been transformed into such a beautiful park. Looking straight ahead, you'll see a sphere-shaped sculpture. It's a hot air balloon called the Seoul Moon. The Seoul Metropolitan Government operates hot air balloons in this park, offering panoramic views of the city. Unfortunately, the windy weather forced the operation to be suspended on the day I visited. It's a shame because the sight of the hot air balloon floating in the air is truly breathtaking. I'm on my way to my favorite spot in Yeouido Park. It's a place where the green lawns and trees blend beautifully with the backdrop of towering skyscrapers. Unlike Gangnam, Yeouido is known for having a relatively uniform type of housing. Most of the buildings here are large office towers, so many professionals work in the area. Some people point out that the lack of housing diversity limits how well the community's social voices are represented. In Yeouido, you rarely find small studio apartments or low-rise multifamily housing. Instead, the area is dominated by spacious, high-rise apartment complexes. This spacious plaza also features an airplane on display. It seems to have been put there to commemorate Korea's first airport. Sometimes, on festival days, a stage is set up in this spacious plaza and performances are held. On regular days, citizens enjoy cycling and roller skating. On weekdays, office workers nearby flock here for a walk during their lunch break. This plaza is actually more crowded on weekdays. Now, finally, let's walk to the National Assembly Building of Korea. The National Assembly Building of Korea is located at the western end of Yeouido Island. It's about a 10-minute walk from here. The building on the right is the Korea Development Bank. It's one of the leading financial public corporations operated by the Korean government. The headquarters of Korea's major financial public corporations are concentrated in Yeouido. The Financial Supervisory Service headquarters is also located nearby. As previously explained, the building heights are relatively lower compared to the street seen at the beginning of the video. Most of the companies located here are well-known financial firms in Korea. I arrived at the National Assembly Building. The original National Assembly Building in Korea was the Seoul Metropolitan Council Building next to Seoul City Hall. As I explained earlier, the new National Assembly Building was relocated south of the river for security reasons. However, some have criticized the building for being too large. The building, built in 1975 during the military dictatorship, was designed with the unification of North and South Korea in mind. To give you an idea of its size, it's larger than buildings in major developed countries like the United States, Germany, Japan, and France. Because it was built during the dictatorship, the building's design is highly authoritarian, and it's located a considerable distance from the National Assembly for ordinary citizens to visit. Consequently, many argue that it fails to reflect the true opinions of the people. This concludes my walking video of Yeouido, Seoul. Thank you for watching.